Donatin and Primero into the wall, then just about avoids it. Is history going to repeat itself? Yes, it is. Off the track, into the wall they go. They go down like Skittles. Formula Danny is the winner of the first ever Squad Sprint Series. He is the champion. Hello everyone and welcome along to round number 8 of the Veloce Esports Squad Sprint. We've arrived at this Cathedral of Speed, the Italian Grand Prix circuit, one of the legendary circuits on the Formula 1 calendar. I'm Ginger Andy, and joining me in the commentary box we have got Hayden Gullis.
Hello Ginger Andy, it's good to have you back in the commentary box and I'm very grateful to be alongside you here today. A very exciting race in Italy and, well, who's going to take it?
Yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting. It's very tight at the top of the championship. 11 turns on this magnificent circuit. The legendary Parabolica, Curva Grande and the Ascari chicane. The challenges to face these drivers today. It should be another thrilling race at the incredible Italian Grand Prix circuit. The passionate Tifosi will be watching on as we have a look at the starting grid. Ryan Littlemore starts on pole with Chambolic Patrick alongside. Starting in goals or in P3, you've got Thibaut Courtois with Niren alongside in 4th. Fifth on the grid, it's Joe Eterno Wilkes, and Camille starts from P6.
On P7 it is Arava alongside him. It is myself in P8, hoping for a good result here today. In P9 is Raggy with Tom alongside him in P10. Then in 11th it is Storm Tom Lartelo with Alex Gillen lining up in P12.
And then in P13 it's Simon Vigang with Benjamin Daly alongside in 14th. Then it's Veloce James in 15th with Daniel Beresney 16th. And at the back, the championships leader, it is Veloce Hypers. Well, it is extremely tight, isn't it, Hayden, in that championship battle? Not long to go in the season, only 4 rounds, and every point counts, doesn't it?
It really does, and it's not just tight at the top. There are little individual battles going all the way down the field. You have the top fight, you have the fight for like 4th position, you also have the fight for the top 10. It is getting very exciting.
Well, as you can see, rain has arrived here in Monza. About 30 minutes outside Milan we are here at this magnificent circuit, and we have got damp conditions for the Italian Grand Prix. Who will be standing on that wonderful, unique podium come the end of this race in front of the adoring Italian fans? Well, what do you think? Can we see any Ferraris up there? It'd be a bit of a surprise for Arava and Tiamat Marek to get up to the front and win, but who knows? Can they deliver for the Tifosi as the cars line up at the end of the formation lap? The 5 red lights are coming on and we are racing in Monza. It's a good start off the grid from Ryan on pole. Chem pulling alongside as we stay on board with Eterno into a wall of spray as they run down into turn 1. Chem holding that inside line. Ryan trying to go round the outside, but Chem looks like he's just about going to hold on. Ryan trying everything he can to get through, but he can't, and Chem looks to have moved off the grid through that first chicane and into the lead as they make their way through Curva Grande. Here is Arava then going side by side with Tom and I think Formula Danny, who's made a very good start up into 8th already. Arava touching with Tom there on the run down into that second chicane as we go watching Eterno and Niren side by side through there. Eterno 5th and Niren in 6th. Pretty clean stuff so far, Hayden Gullis.
It's really actually surprising just to see how clean it has been in turn 1. You know, wet race, turn 1 is usually very messy in squad sprint, but in the rain, they seem to be doing a fantastic job. Nobody went round and everybody is still close together. Look at the battles that we are having out on track. Alex Gillen holding on to P10, actually moving up 2 positions from the start. Arav dropping down massively, now down into P11 as we're watching this battle. Niren trying to defend from Formula Danny. I mean, that's going to be a tough question to ask there from Niren. Formula Danny is very, very quick, as we know, in the Formula 1 game. The wet adding to that, and it should be very soon for Formula Danny to get past Niren, but he is going up the inside on Eterno Joe. They go down into the Parabolica. Here goes Niren up the inside. Joe sort of gives them room, lets Formula Danny through, and now Danny looking to try and get Niren. Looks like the Mercedes behind as well. Tom 97 also getting past my teammate of Joe, and look how close they are, Andy.
Oh, very, very close at the end of this opening lap. Formula Danny threading the eye of the needle there to get away past Joe into the Parabolica and now into the braking zone. He looks like he's going to make the move there, but we're watching Eterno at the moment. Now has the inside line. Look how tight it is. He bundles across the sleeping policeman at turn 1 as Simon Weigang looks to have gone wide, squeezing Alex Gillen up against the grass. The world's fastest gamer we're on board with now. James Baldwin, he's got nowhere to go. All he can see is a couple of flashing lights in front of him as he tries to spot the braking point for that second chicane. And look at Alex Gillen slithering up the inside on Eterno and Simon Weigang. There's no way through. He gets forced wide and James Baldwin sweeps through up into P11 and perhaps even P10 into the first Lesmo. Not usually an overtaking place. Try telling James that. Beautiful stuff, and he moves through up a place in the first Lesmo. As we go back on board with Tom 97 sliding and slipping his way through the second Lesmo and down towards Ascari, moving his way underneath the old racetrack from the 1950s and 60s as we go on board, watch outboard, sorry, with Veloce Hypers as he lines up Tom now, Hayden.
He is. He's right on the back of Tom 97. You've got to say that Hypers should make this an easy overtake, maybe into the Parabolica or at least down the long start-finish race. He's going to have a look around the outside now into the Parabolica, and Tom, the very smart driver that he is, he knows that Hypers is quicker than him. There's no point fighting. His battle is not with Hypers. It is with the likes of Alex Gillen and, of course, Tiamat Marduk. So he is letting him through as we're now watching Formula Danny go up against Thibaut Courtois. I mean, Thibaut Courtois is great in goal for Real Madrid, but can he do it in a rainy, cold day in Milan? It looks like he can't as Formula Danny goes up the inside, but Thibaut coming back at him, round the outside, down in towards turn 1. He hold the inside line for turn 2, but Danny makes it very easy round the outside there and moves up into P4.
Yeah, lovely stuff there from Danny Courtois, doing his best to hold him off, but it wasn't to be as James and Simon, look at this, touching wheels through Curva Grande. I'm getting flashbacks to Monza in 2011 and 13 with Alonso and Vettel, but it looks like Weigang's got this one. He holds on as Courtois lost it. Oh no, not quite a great save from him on this occasion. He's fumbled it and gone for a spin down at the second chicane. Oh, what a shame for Courtois. The Belgian goes spinning down at the chicane as we pick up Arava now, trying a James Baldwin into the first Lesmo, and he's made it work. Through he goes on Arav as Courtois limps back to the Petsy. Eterno goes through, and surely Arava will follow through in sympathy. And look at that, what a shame for Courtois. He was going so well, holding his own up in the top 3 or 4 places, but that spin has cost him dear, Hayden.
Yes, and here I am going for an overtake on Thibaut Courtois. Following this pack of cars, you've got Raggy just ahead of me, Arav as well, and then of course Eterno, my teammate. So we're all getting involved in this battle, and this of course is the battle for P11 or P10 in the championship. All these drivers are so close to each other, and being one of them, I can tell you that the rivalry is very fierce, especially between myself and Raggy. I'm going to hand over to you because I'll let you commentate over my driving, Andy.
Yeah, you can't multitask, can you? Surely not. Anyway, Hayden Gullis then in P15 lining up Raggy, and there's a lot of banter between these two, a bit of a rivalry. It's been going all season long, and here goes Hayden Gullis down the inside. They're both picking up a slipstream in the run down to turn 1, and Hayden Gullis, is he going to edge his way through? No, Raggy breaks that little bit later, cuts him off and holds on to that place, and he remains, Raggy, in a Racing Point sandwich as Eterno now lines up Arava coming out of Curva Grande in this damp race here at Monza. Plenty of action so far, it has to be said, in the midfield up front as well. Well, not quite right at the front because Cembolik Bassi is running off into the distance, having got a new wheel as Arava bundles over the curbs. That was not tidy at all. Eterno and maybe even Raggy having a look up the inside of Arava. Not quite though. Oh, look at Raggy trying and touching with the Eterno. Eterno onto the Astro, and Raggy says thank you, as does Eterno's teammate Hayden Gullis through and up into 14th. What did you make of that move from Hayden?
Well, I mean, the move for me was great. I mean, me and Joe do work quite well together, to be fair. You know, I think it was on the radio, I'm coming through because he was a lot slower. But I don't know about that from Raggy, to be honest. You know, a little bit aggressive on my teammate. Going to have to be having words there as we're watching Hypers now go round the outside of Ryan L83. It looks like a fairly easy move once again for Hypers round the outside into the Parabolica. And look at that, Tom 97 now catching up to the back of Ryan as well, closing in on P5. This could be P4 for Tom 97. He struggled in the early stages of the SquadSprint Championship, but now it looks like he's really found his form, really found a rhythm. And can he go for the overtake on Ryan? He goes around the outside now in towards turn 1. He's holding it around the outside, late on the brakes. Ryan will squeeze him on the inside. It's very difficult to get 2 cars through there. Maybe they're even going to try 3 wide as Karki has a little look behind him, but Tom 97 can't quite get through just yet.
Well, that was a good inventive attempt from Tom, but can he do it at the second attempt, at the second chicane? Let's have a look then. Tom having a look up the inside. Look how late Ryan goes on the brakes. Well, that was an interesting line. He goes off the track, and now Tom is out of shape, and now he's going to have Simon pulling alongside into that first Lesmo. I tell you what, everyone loves a move into the Lesmos as Tom clips Simon, takes a little bit of front wing damage. Well, he'll be glad it's around Monza he's got that damage and not other tracks out there. As off into the kitty litter goes Ryan Littlemore. He clips Tom. Tom has had a humongous moment, and Kirky has been caught up in it as well, and he is out of this race, Hayden. Team Radio.
Oh, god damn it, it was going so well. No, no, no. Oh, come on. I've lost my whole wing. How do I keep encountering these fucking spinners to me all the time?
You've got to say, very unlucky there from Tom97. He was doing such a good performance. Got a little bit of front wing damage there with Simon Bygang, and then even more on the collision there with Ryan. And again, it is, you know, Tom's not wrong. So there's been so many times that someone spun in front of him, and unfortunately he's just got caught up in that incident. That's really going to hurt him in this race because he was doing such a good job, and of course he is battling with the likes of TM at Marduk and Alex Gillen, so that's going to drop him all the way back down the field, and he's got to go do it again.
Yeah, it's a sore one for Tom, a bit like Arava. He's been getting caught up in a lot of incidents as well, hasn't he? So a real sore one for Tom97 here at Monza, but we've got a virtual safety car and several cars with damage pouring into the pits. Obviously if you've got that damage you do it now, but I mean the safety car, or the virtual safety car, is already pulled in, so any advantage of pitting now is gone. As Hayden Gullis then has a look at Raggy up the inside. Oh, late braking from Hayden Gullis. Can he get it stopped? Whoa. Debatable, but I suppose it works. He gets it stopped just about and makes his way through on Raggy, and it looks like Eternal's followed through as well. Great teamwork from the Racing Points, but it's not done yet because look at Raggy, he's picking up the toe from Hayden and he's coming back. Look at that, down the inside he tries. Hayden covers the inside and makes it work and holds on to that 8th place, but then he runs wide. Raggy runs wide as well. Only Eternal made the corner, and now the Racing Pointless cars are going to go side by side, early. Team
what
Radio.
Is Hayden doing? How is this allowed, Hayden? He's done it twice in a row. He just sends it, hits me off track, and then just parks it on the curb. This guy is taking the mick, dude.
Ooh, Hayden, your thoughts on that one?
Oh, it's getting feisty out there between myself and Raggy. I mean, that wasn't the first incident of the day, because that was actually the second time I can tell you that I pulled off that move on Raggy, where I went up the inside, just tried to hold him off to allow my teammate to get through. You know, teamwork working for us Racing Point boys, but unfortunately did not work out here today. And I mean, it was frustrating for all of us in that battle because Raggy actually got the jump on us as the virtual safety car was ending. There's a glitch in the game that allows you to overtake once it still says virtual safety car ending. So me and Joe keep into that delta. Raggy floors it, goes straight past us, and I may have got a little bit flustered and was like, no Raggy, you're not getting past here, and got him straight back. So we're watching Jembele Bassi leading by quite a distance over Formula Danny at the moment as teammate Marduk slots into P6 ahead of his teammate of Arava. Both Ferraris in the points, so Veloce are going to be happy here today, but teammate Marduk will certainly want more, won't he?
Yeah, the Tifosi, they're an awful demanding bunch. They really are. Will they take 2nd and 7th? I suppose they're going to have to, because, you know, these guys, Ben and Arava, although Ben is certainly no slouch, they're not top esports drivers, but they're certainly very quick, and they're putting in a solid performance in front of Tifosi. Have I spoke too soon? Yes, I have. Commentators curse. Arava goes for a spin. Does a Seb Vettel from a year ago or 2 years ago, and round he goes and drops down to 9th behind the Eternal and behind Hayden as well. Oh, what a shame that is. I'm going to shut up in future and not speak too soon, Hayden.
You certainly said, don't talk about my driving, please, because, you know, I'm holding some points at the moment, so you do not want to curse me at all, as Tom is now going to be hunting down these guys. He's not too far off the pace, 10 seconds, but he is on a fresh set of tyres, and he is going quickly at the moment. Jembele Bassi sets the fast lap of the race so far. Arava slotting in behind me. Still in the points, though. You know, there have been very few occasions that Arava has scored points this season with the incidents that he has been caught up in, as he is now going to be chasing myself down into the Parabolica.
Yep, here goes Arava then, lining up Hayden. As you can see, moving that ERS into none. He's going to try and use the benefit of the slipstream to save some of that ERS and then maybe power past on the straight. There we go, moving up into hot lap. Standard fuel mix as they come across the line. This will be lap number 8 then, out of 13. Arava trying to make up for lost time after that spin down at the chicane. Here we go then, Arava lining up Hayden. Is he going to be close enough? It doesn't look like it as they make their way into the braking zone, but still out in front, in control as Hayden goes a little bit wide there. That's going to compromise his exit, and now Arava running down towards Curva Grande could have a shot here at attacking that Pink Panther. Through Curva Grande they go. Araba tucked right up in behind Hayden in that rooster tail, in the spray. He's going to be forced to the outside. Hayden squeezes him up against the grass. All the time you have to leave it a space. Oh, Hayden. Goodness me, and now he's lost it, he's gone for a spin, and Araba is up into 9th, and I think there will be a wry smile down at Mercedes, because I think Mr. Raggy will be pleased about that, and so will Tom, because he takes 10th away. Hayden, what happened?
I don't know whether that was instant karma from squeezing Arav, just losing the back end on the curbs, unfortunately, just riding the curb on the inside a little bit too much. I lost the back end. Commentating while driving, it's a difficult thing to do. Multitasking is very difficult out there when it's raining, as we're watching this battle between James Baldwin going on the attack of the Renault of Simon Weigang down in towards turn 1, using that slipstream. He's in high ERS, but he's putting it down using the slipstream to his advantage. Will he go for any sort of move? No, he doesn't. He holds off for the moment. Maybe, Andy, he will go and try in towards the next chicane. What do you think?
Well, potentially, he's lined it up beautifully there as James Baldwin. Great switch back on the exit, and he's now going to go side by side with the German through Curva Grande. Are we going to see another Hayden Gullis style squeeze from Simon, perhaps? Let's have a look. No, he goes to the left. He's given James the path down the right-hand side of the track, which is the outside and the way into the corner, but it's not going to work out. Simon covers it again. Oh, and he just parked it on the apex, and he wasn't going quickly enough for James's liking. James had to lift out the throttle, clip the back of Simon, and that took all his momentum away, because it looked like he could potentially have been slingshotting for a run into the first Lesmo. As we now go on board with Ben, who's slowly beginning to reel these guys in. What a performance this has been. He's really close to a couple of top esports drivers here, putting in a great performance. As Veloce Storm now, in the midst of a storm here in Monza, pulls alongside Hayden Gullis, and is he going to take that place? Looks like he is. Up into 11th place. Hayden drops to 12th, and as you can see on the screen, purple Tom 97 on the new set of tyres. He is the fastest man out there, and he's in the top 10, so at the moment he will get that extra World Championship point. So not the end of the world for Tom 97, despite that moment he had earlier on, Hayden.
Yes, and it's also interesting to note him going quickest. He is really going to start to reel in the likes of Aeterno, Arava and Raggy. So we could see an interesting battle for 7th position by the end of the race. Looking at how close they are, Tom is now only 3 seconds, and earlier on in the race he was 10 seconds away from that battle. So he is really closing in as James Baldwin goes up the inside, down in towards turn 1, squeezes Simon Weigang on the inside of the second part of that corner, and it looks like job done for James Baldwin.
Oh, it was aggressive from James. He really got the elbows out there. Simon probably won't like it, but for me, I think that was just about okay from James. He was really desperate to send it up the inside, and he was taking no prisoners, and takes the place as Tom pumps in another fastest lap of the race, I think, on that occasion. So he's going really well already. Look how quickly he's gaining. You're right, Hayden. He's absolutely catching them hand over fist. He's slicing the gap down like a hot knife through butter. Incredible stuff from Tom, reeling them in very, very quickly. Standard fuel at the minute, not much left in his pocket in that sense, but plenty of grip in those tyres. As we pick up Ryan Littlemore, who's in the cockpit camera, gaining on Niren and Courtois then as they go through that first chicane. And Ryan, I think all these guys will probably be on fresh tyres. Yeah, they've all pitted, I'm pretty sure. So Ryan then lining up Niren as they go through Curva Grande, and at this, look at the speed difference he's got. Oh, almost onto the grass, and Ryan just about into the braking zone. Should have that move done, and I tell you what, there was some serious overspeed there. Niren must be saving fuel or ERS, Hayden.
Not too sure what's going on with Niren. He's struggling a bit, but he is having a little look up the inside in towards Lesmo 1. As you said earlier, a lot of people really fancying the move into there, and I think it's because that corner really separates the men from the boys, because, you know, it's a high-speed corner or medium-speed corner, so the slower guys have to really break into there, where the faster guys can just sort of slingshot it around that corner like there's no problem at all. As Arava gets past my teammate of Aeterno very easily on the run down in towards the Parabolica, and all this battling between these two has allowed Tom 97 to get right on the back of them. This is going to get very exciting going into the final couple of laps. You have this lovely battle happening out on screen, but you also have Tom 97 coming through the field. Aeterno up the inside. Arava really squeezed him. Such an aggressive defender. It sometimes works. Has it worked this time around? Aeterno up the inside. Arava's still looking up the inside. He's holding it on, but he can't hold on any longer and has to concede that position to Aeterno. And Tom 97 right in the mix.
Yeah, well, you called it earlier, Hayden, and he's absolutely flying. It's like League 2 against Premier League, and Tom is the Premier League at the minute. He's flying. Look at the difference in speed. He eases past Arava, who just wouldn't give up on that battle with the Eternal, and quite rightly, given how similar they are in pace. But unfortunately, they're both going to, by the looks of it, succumb to Tom 97 F1, who is right behind them. Can he find a way through as they go into that second Lesmo, or down towards the second Lesmo. No, Eternal still holding on, but surely he's not going to be able to hold on much longer as he moves now up into overtake. Here comes Tom, breezing past as they go underneath the old circuit and is up into 8th place. 4.6 the gap to Raggy. I would suggest, Hayden, that's a little bit too much to reel in, but you never know given the pace Tom's got at the minute.
You never know. He is absolutely rapid out there as Arav with a great save, showing Thibaut Courtois, maybe how it's done out on track. Following Aeterno at the moment in P10. So both these guys batting for the last remaining points. I mean, both these guys will be happy in the positions they are in, but they would like to get that extra point over each other because I think they are all even, or maybe Joe is just 2 points behind actually Arav at this stage in the championship. So Joe will be looking to close in on Arav. Arav will be looking to try and hold off Joe in the championship and stay ahead of him. I mean, Arav plays this game every single day for his career mode. Joe hardly plays it at all. So there is definitely bragging rights between these two in this championship. At the moment, Arav round the outside squeezes off Joe, and it looks like he is up into 9th position, Andy.
Yeah, well, I can't believe he managed to find a way round the outside there and then have the inside for the next corner. And extremely rude from Arava. He was not interested in giving Aeterno any space, squeezed him out, and Arava moves up into 9th place. So good move there as Courtois is a little bit slow through that chicane, and now Ryan Littlemore, who's already made one move going through Curva Grande, is looking to try and make another. This time on the Real Madrid goalkeeper. Here he goes then, side by side here at Monza, and Ryan Littlemore makes that move stick. Up he goes into 14th place in the minor placings. No more than pride he's fighting for here, but he gets it wrong, makes the error, and will have to let Courtois back through, which he duly does, and Courtois retakes that 14th place. But it's been great to see, it's been refreshing, Hayden. Usually in the damp conditions you don't see as much overtaking on the game because you've not got the DRS effect, but this race has been really exciting, action everywhere, plenty of overtakes up and down the field, apart from Cembolic Bassi up front, who has just drove off into the distance in that Toro Rosso, just like Sebastian Vettel did all those years ago.
Yes, it is really actually exciting to see. I mean, we see overtakes in the Squad Sprint series, but I don't know if we've ever seen this many overtakes. It is happening all over the place, and maybe we're even going to get another one as Aeterno is reeling in Arava down in towards turn 1. Look at the speed advantage that Joe has down towards turn 1. Arav squeezes him once again, but Joe gets the job done before the braking zone. Arava might have a look around the outside. He can't do so. Joe holding on to P9 once more, and Arava is going to have to settle for the time being. Might get another chance down towards the Scari or the Parabolica.
Yeah, well, risky business from Joe because he's running really low on fuel. He's actually minus 0.05 laps on the fuel there. Will he hold on? We'll have to wait and see. But here's the man that's controlled this from pole position, from lights to flag, rounding the Parabolica and up to the line. Cembolic Bassi wins at Monza, and he takes the victory in the Red Bull. Formula Danny was chasing him home, but there was too much of a deficit. He comes home second, Hypers will be third, and James Baldwin will come across the line in P4. It will be Simon Weigang in 5th. We'll get to the rest of it in a few moments' time because this is where all the action is. Aeterno still struggling on fuel. He's dead level, 0.01 now on the fuel. Is he going to hold on? He's going to have to stay in lean. If Arava can have a really good final part of the lap, he might have half a chance. But no, or maybe yes actually. Up into mode 4, but he's also running low on fuel. It's going to be a drag to the line. Arava's going to send it into the Parabolica on the grass, side by side. Unbelievable stuff. He went for it. It wasn't quite going to pay off for him. The Tifosi are on their feet. And now look at this. Storm's going to come in. Oh no! Big shunt. Massive shunt. Arava's out. No points at all. 0, nil points. Zilch. Nothing for Arava at the end of that. What a disaster that was, Hayden.
What a disaster indeed. Storm will not be leaving this place alive after that race. It was interesting to see Tom Martinez, Tom97, getting Raggy at the end of the race as well. I'll let you run through the end standings though.
Let's have a look then. Cembolic Bassi takes the victory in the Red Bull then. He wins from Daniel Beresney in 2nd. Tomic comes home in P3. Good result from him. Always seems to be on the podium. Another great job there. Ben Daly, he takes that 4th place at the end of the Grand Prix. Good performance from him. But in fact, that was then given to James Baldwin, who had an unfair penalty. So it was in fact James Baldwin that finished 4th. Benjamin Daly comes home 5th, 10 World Championship points. A good result for one of the Ferraris on home soil. Simon Weigang, he came home in 6th with Tom Martinez in 7th. Raggy came home 8th with Mercedes 7th and 8th with Joe Wilkes coming home 9th. And Alex Gillen rounding out the top 10 in the end. So let's have a look at the second half of the standings. It was Tom Storm Lartelo 11 to made a stormy finish to that race, that has to be said. Hayden Gillis coming home in 12. Then was P13, Ryan Littlemore P14. No points for Thibaut Courtois on this occasion. He had made a good start, couldn't quite make it work after a spin in that second sector. Arva, he failed to finish, as we saw at the end there, crazy stuff. Karki came home, didn't come home at all, he was retired, and we had no starts from James Doherty, Liam and Isaac. Let's have a look then at the championship standings, Hayden.
Yes, so Hyper's currently leading the way with 10-point lead over Formula Danny. James Baldwin dropping off the pace of the front two, but there are still a few rounds left to go. Every point is now vital, so James Baldwin needs to get a move on if he wants to challenge those two for the championship. Ben Daly doing a fantastic job for the content creators. P4 ahead of Simon Vigang, who is an esports driver, and also Tyrell Limitless. Okay, Limitless has missed out on a few races, but it is still a great job there from Benjamin Daly. Gillen is currently in P7 in the championship with Tom 97 in P8, and Storm now dropping down to P9. Jembel Abassi, after that race win, shoots him up into 10th position in the driver's standings. Then looking further down, this is the battle for P11, although Raggy has now gotten away with it with great points scored here in the wet conditions in Italy. P12 is myself, 2 points ahead of Arava, but there's a nice battle forming between Arava, Karki and also Aeterno, all on the same amount of points. Isaac not too far behind as well in P16, with Niran in 17th. Courtois still with only 1 point to his name in 18th, with Ryan Littlemore in 20th. And then right at the back of the field is Liam Waterton, visitor, in P20.
Yeah, not going well for Liam so far. Let's have a look at the constructor standings then. It is Alfa Romeo on top with 179 points. A solid gap over Toro Rosso, who've got 148, but it's really close for that second and third. 2 points in it. As we get towards the final few races of the season. Then a little gap back to Renault on 110, and then Ferrari in 5th with 78. Red Bull on 61. You could say they're within touching distance of Ferrari. We'll have to see if they can make that up. And Mercedes likewise in touching distance of Red Bull in 7th with 50. Racing Pointless doing a good job actually. 22 World Championship points on the board, with Williams with 16 in P9, and McLaren at the bottom with 5 points. So that rounds off the constructor standings, and that rounds off the Italian Grand Prix. Hayden Gillis, your driver of the day.
Oh, there's a couple of good names, I think, for this one. Daniel Bresnay did a great job from the back of the grid. Jembel Abassi obviously led from the front row, and he was only 2 seconds behind. But I want to give it to Tom 97. He had a great start phase of the race, got that incident, went back down, worked his way back through, and got some fantastic points here today.
You know what? I agree with you. I think that's a good shout. I think it was very unlucky when he had his incident, and he really, you know, you could tell that it hurt him. He was determined to come back through and get a strong result. So I have to agree with you there. Well done to Tom. He's my driver of the day as well. But it's not what we think in the commentary box. It's not about us. It's about you guys watching. Be sure to let us know in the comment section who was your driver of the day. And you know what? There's plenty of overtakes out there. What one was your favourite? Tell us that as well. But that rounds it off from myself, Ginger Andy and Hayden Gillis. Be sure to join us next week for round 9 of the championship. Out of 12, there's not long to go. Every point counts. Goodbye.